In today's video, I'm going to be talking about 5 different One Punch Man characters that I think should be added into the strongest Battlegrounds, aka Saitama Battlegrounds. Now before I start the video, I would like to credit the YouTuber Vinoleck for their inspiration of this video. Go check out his channel, link will be description. Anyways, let's get right into the video. Okay, so here are some of the things that we know about the current characters that we have. The characters that we have come out in a hero-villain succession. As you can see, it went from Saitama to Garo to Genos and then to Sonic. So it's safe to say that the next hero to come out will most likely be a hero. So far, we've gotten 4 different characters, and basically each of their moves correspond to the anime, and from what we've seen, the developers are doing a pretty good job. Anyways, here are 5 different One Punch Man characters that I think should be added in the game. Just a warning, this video might contain some manga spoilers, so if you haven't watched it or you're still reading it, I suggest you skip to the end of the video to see what characters should be added. Okay, coming in at number 5, we got Mumen Rider. Now, Mumen Rider is a number 1 class C hero, and although he doesn't excel in any magical or physical capabilities, I think he'd be a great addition to the game. Now, obviously, as you can see, basically a lot of his moves basically involve this bike. This is a quick One Punch Man game that that's based on the character. So for his first move, I was thinking of like Justice Crash, like you just hit the player with your bike and it kind of allows you to combo extend, you just ram into them. For the second move, I was thinking something similar to consecutive punches, but instead he just uses like kicks and punches instead. For his third move, I was kind of like thinking of like a down slam with the bike. I'm not really sure how that would work, to be honest. And then for his last move, just like a simple counter where he would throw the bike at the player once he got hit. Okay, so when it comes to his ultimates, I don't think he's a strong enough character to even have an ultimate move. So I was thinking he could be like a summoner type character where he uses the same moves that Saitama has, and there's like a little Saitama shadow that shows that Saitama is going to be using the moves instead of him. I don't know, I just thought that was an interesting concept and I think that would be a cool thing to add, but let's move on. Okay, coming in at number 4, we got Atomic Samurai. He's actually S-Class number 4, and he specializes in like samurai blades and all that. He's pretty much just an upgraded version of Sonic, except he focuses less on speed and more on power and speed like simultaneously. In the manga, he's fought some of the strongest characters and was able to survive, which makes him pretty admirable. Obviously, he would get a different sword, but considering that they have a sword, it should be pretty easy for them to just like change the design and use like the same sword, maybe change the animation. For his first move, I was thinking kind of like a slash move similar to Sonic's, kind of like a dash move where like you dash but then after do like a series of sword barrages. For his second moves, I was thinking of kind of like air blades, similar to like the mist move from Project Slayers, like you just send like slashes of compressed air. For his third move, I was thinking of something similar to Shuriken where you just like you throw the sword at the player. And then for his last move, something similar to Jet Dive where you're just gonna like you're gonna jump and slam the sword on the ground. Okay, moving on to his ultimate though, in the manga he wields something called like the Sunblade, basically just like upgrades his abilities by like tenfold. So similar to like Garo, I was thinking like all his moves would be the same, except now they're just more enhanced, and he has like a new sword, like a glowing sword that's like gigantic and stuff like that. So pretty much similar to Garo's Awakening, he practically has the same moves, except now they're just extremely upgraded. But yeah, but honestly I don't think we're going to be seeing him in the game for a while now, but let's move on. Okay, coming in at number 3, we got Metal Bat. Now, Metal Bat is one of the more popular S-Class characters in the series. Now, obviously, judging by his name, he wields a weapon, which is a Metal Bat. For his first move, I was thinking of something simple like Metal Barrages, which could be like consecutive punches, but instead he's using his bat. For his second move, a simple down slam with his bat, and then for his third move, something similar to Scatter, except it's completely vertical. When the character's like spinning, similar to when he was fighting Garo, he used like that spinning move. And then for his last move, something similar to a normal punch, like the player is just gonna swing the bat and send the opposing player flying. I just thought that would be pretty simple and a great addition to his moveset. Okay, so when it comes to his ultimate, obviously he would get his special ability, which was seen in the manga. It's called Fighting Spirit, which is essentially this mode increases his power, etc. You know, that's how like typical power-ups work. For his animation, I was thinking to be similar to Garo's down slam, except he's using it with his bat, obviously. I think his first special move should be a counter, basically similar to Death Counter, except like it's his own version. When he fought Garo, basically he did this, and it was basically stated that he almost killed Garo, kind of like some reaction type thing.
Other than that, another move that could be implemented is his Spiral of Overwhelming Victory. He was using this when he was fighting Elder Centipede, and it's basically like repeated ground slams with his bat while spinning. But other than that, another move that I think could be implemented is similar to Garbo's Final Hunt, where he jumps up with the player and then slams them into the ground with his bat instead. But that's pretty much all I can think of when it comes to his ultimates. I think there's a lot of more ideas that could be implemented, but that's just from what I can see so far. To be honest, I think there's a very good probability that he will be added into the game. We just gotta wait and see. Okay, moving on, coming in at number 2 is Boros. Now, Boros is practically the most highly anticipated character to be added to the game right now, but a major problem is that a lot of his moves are simply just too overpowered, making him a really complicated character. I was thinking that he should be similar to Saitama, as both of their starter moves aren't too flashy or powerful. For his first move, I was thinking like a barrage of punches, just a different name and animation, similar to like Genos punches instead of consecutive punches. For his second move, a crashing kick where you basically ram into a player. And then for the third move, kind of like a grab move where it allows you to slam the player into the ground. Now for his last move, I was thinking of something a little bit more unique, like a regen ability that gives you like 10% health back when you're really low. Now Boros has insane regenerative abilities in the series, so I think this would be a very crucial thing that expresses his character. Moving on to his ultimates, things become a lot more simple. During his fight with Saitama, he uses like a lot of energy blasts. Now since he's pretty powerful, I think he should only get like 3 moves max. And I think his ultimate should be pretty similar to Genos ultimates. For the first move, a simple energy blast similar to Speedwave Cannon, that's like blue, you know. For his second move, a blast like an energy charge similar to Speed Blitz Drops Kick. And then lastly, for his last move, a signature move called Collapsing Star Running Cannon. It's just like this huge energy blast that you see him using in his fight against Saitama. Personally, I think Boros has a lot of potential to be added, and I hope that they add him soon. Okay, lastly, coming in at number 1 is Tatsumaki. Now, Tatsumaki is S rank number 2, and is one of the strongest characters in the whole entire series. She specializes in telekinetic abilities, allowing her to fight her opponents without even touching them physically, which is why adding her to this game is a lot harder than people think. Her first move, I was thinking kind of like a rock throw, like similar to Shuriken, except you're just throwing a rock instead with telekinetic abilities. For her second move, a stun move where you grab the player and temporarily stun them, doing damage. For her third move, I was kind of thinking like telekinetic slashes, similar to the air slashes that I mentioned for Atomic Samurai, just like this like compressed air that sends in the direction of the player. And then for her last move, a counter. And one thing that inspired this is that she uses like a wide range of barriers in the manga, so I don't know, I just thought that would be pretty simple. So when it comes to her ultimates, they are a lot less complex. Her first ultimate would be like a gigantic meteor that hits the ground and destroys everything within its range. If you ever watched the anime, or even just like Naruto, like planetary devastation, all that, just a simple meteor that comes down. For her second move, a gigantic tornado that sucks in anything that's within its range. And then lastly, her last move would be a barrier that's decently sized, and I guess like slows down anyone that's inside of it. I think that would be pretty useful. Overall though, I do think that she's a very complicated character to add to the game, so honestly I wouldn't be surprised if they weren't planning to add her anytime soon. But anyways, I just want to say that all these characters that I mentioned aren't guaranteed for the game, and neither are the moves or concepts that I stated. So this video is entirely based off my personal opinion on what characters I think should be added to the game. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like and a sub, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good day.